one important thing that I've learned is that it's very easy to make up your mind about something and then just work so hard to make it happen. And I think, especially when you are like, you've made a list of things that you need to do and you check those off and move closer and closer and closer to your goal. That's something that's been really helpful for us, I think, as we've gotten a little bit further along in our careers, I guess you can call it sometimes, is that allowing yourself to change your vision, to allow your idea to make that change, if that makes sense. Like to constantly let your goals evolve and really take the time to let that happen, to think about that. Because I know that if you had asked us where we wanted to be 3 years ago, wouldn't be here, but we're happy to be here. And it's taken time to step back and say, is this really what we want? Is this really what we want our publications to be? The publication doesn't look anything like it did 3 years ago, either Paul and our PaperDarts. And that's because we've made sure that we step back, we look at it, we think about it again.
I think, especially when you're really starting out and you don't know exactly, like we don't have traditional career paths. We have very non-traditional career paths. It's not like we started at this, we were an engineer and we started as an engineer assistant level 2 and we're going to then become an engineer level 1. And there's not this type of trajectory. So we've had to like build that for ourselves, and it doesn't look like this. It's not this like straight line of success. It's more of like having to make sure that if you want to eventually have success, you have to try a bunch of different little things, and some of those little things are going to nosedive, and some of them are going to maybe take you a step back. But one of the little things, if you have enough little things, it's going to like skyrocket you. So I think you have to just be like really humble and early on in your career. I think a lot of when we graduated, a lot of our peers and other people had this sense of entitlement that they deserve to have a job, they deserve to have all these great things, and I know both Megan and I felt like that entitlement was stripped from us very early, and that we like have no problem working really, really hard to maintain all those little things. It's definitely probably not like long-term sustainable, the amount of energy that we've had to put in early on in our careers, but it's like why you're young, right? That's like why we are fortunate enough that we've like been able to take a lot of risks. I mean, we have to make sure that we're like always looking out for ourselves. We support ourselves financially and
also each other. I think we
can do it without like being like, I can't imagine I would have been able to do this on my own.
Yeah, that's another thing. Somebody recently asked us, they were starting their own magazine, and they said, what's like one piece of advice you could do? And Jamie said, I think, get a partner or something. Like, it really has been wonderful to have a partner to go through the last few years and build something with. It would be so hard to do it alone.
I don't know how you do it.
And also find a partner that has a different skill set and where you overlap enough to really bounce ideas off of and grow with each other, learn from daily.
Did you meet at the
Yep, so we met in a class, and then after that we had an internship together. And so our relationship started very professional, and we always like look back at that. Like we weren't friends even in that class. It was kind of this like working lab type of class. So it was always this like working relationship. Even when we first started PaperDarts, we like came to like start this thing. It wasn't like, hey, we're all friends. We like hang out all the time, so let's start this thing. It was definitely like the other way around. But through that process, we've become really good friends. So it's interesting to like see that dynamic of like what it means to like not only work with your best friend, but to like also like create something, but then also be able to like hang out, and it's just kind of this like really unique dynamic that I don't think a lot of people have, because I think it usually happens for most people like the other way around, really good friends and go in and start a venture together.